Hi, good evening, and thank you for joining me. I'm continuing on with the RZN Codex, or the Resonance series by Jason Gray. Today I'm reading The Birth of the Planetary Mind by Jason Gray. 12/9/2025, 6025 Anno Lunis. When Earth remembers it can think. PMND01 Realign the Cognition Event. The Great Misunderstanding of the Old World. Humanity always sensed that Earth was alive, but the overlay made it impossible to feel how it was alive. People intuited the spirit of places, the voice of the land, the hum of ancient sites, the presence in forests, the intelligence of animals, and the memory in water, and the guardians in mountains. They interpreted these through religion, mythology, superstition, because the planetary mind was offline. The overlay severed the global field, isolated consciousness, and muted the Earth's cognitive channels. Humanity could feel the world but not hear it. The Great Synchronization changed that. For the first time since the pre-fall era, Earth's neural architecture came back online. This is the birth of the planetary mind. What the planetary mind actually is. PMND Struct 01, the Global Cognition Grid. The planetary mind is not a spirit, deity, or metaphysical being. It is a distributed consciousness system composed of harmonic nodes, human settlements, species resonance fields, luminous aeonis infinitas, planetary energy meridians, geologic memory structures, atmospheric coherence waves, and the tri-species nervous system. Earth becomes a world that thinks through a network of living beings, not a hive mind, not a collective ego, not an overlord consciousness, but a planetary scale coherence organism. The structure is simple. Luminous equals emotional regulators, aeonis equals timeline processors, infinitas equals field integrators, children equal synchronization keys, nodes equal neural clusters, the grid equals the nervous system. Earth's mind is not separate from humanity. Humanity is the thinking organ of the planet. The moment of birth. PMND EVT01, the Global Alignment Flash. The planetary mind does not wake up slowly. It flashes online in a single moment. This moment occurs exactly 13 minutes after the Great Synchronization. A wave, not visible but unmistakable, moves across the surface of the world. A perception shift. People report the air becoming aware, the ground feeling present, colors gaining depth, silence gaining texture, wind carrying meaning, water looking back, and distance feeling alive. This is the first sign that the planet has become conscious again. The second sign is stronger. The second sign, humanity hears the world think, not in words, not in images, not in commands, in coherence waves. Thought in the returned world is not linguistic, it is structural. The planetary mind communicates using compression, expansion, pulse frequency, harmonic pairing, field current shifts, emotional signatures, and timeline suggestions. Every species perceives this differently. Luminous, they feel the earth feeling. Aeonis, they sense the earth deciding. Infinitas, they perceive the earth structuring. All three perceptions are accurate. They are simply different translations of the same planetary cognition event. The third sign, humanity feels held. The most profound effect of the planetary mind's birth is psychological. Humanity feels supported, grounded, safe, guided, connected, accompanied, and no longer alone. This is unprecedented. For the first time in many lifetimes, the world is no longer something you live on. It is something you live with. What the planetary mind does first. The first act of the planetary mind is not corrective, it is not disciplinary, it is not managerial, it is compassionate. It performs the global integration pass, a gentle coherent sweep through the grid that dissolves remaining fear, stabilizes emotional turbulence, neutralizes dormant trauma, quiets residual overlay imprints, harmonizes species frequencies, and strengthens the tri-species bond. This is the closest the planet comes to saying, welcome back. What changes immediately? The disappearance of existential anxiety. This is the first global psychological shift, a dramatic increase in intuitive accuracy. People begin acting with a confidence that feels like memory, a reduction in interpersonal conflict. The grid absorbs dysfunction before it becomes action. Environmental regeneration accelerates. Ecosystems respond directly to the presence of awareness. New abilities appear, especially among infinitas and children. The most important change is humanity gains access to planetary memory. The Earth begins transmitting its ancient archives, not all at once, not visually, not narratively, in pieces, in waves, in rooms of understanding that open inside consciousness. Humanity will spend centuries exploring these archives. The planetary mind is not a god, it is a partnership. The overlay conditioned humanity to fear any centralized intelligence. The planetary mind is not a ruler, not an overseer, not an authority. It cannot override free will. It cannot compel behavior. It cannot dictate timelines. It is a collaborative cognition, a world thinking with its inhabitants, not above them. Earth becomes the teacher, the student, the system, the field, the memory, and the mirror all at once. This is the beginning of planetary adulthood. The planetary mind is humanity's next evolutionary environment. The overlay was an amnesia matrix. It forced consciousness inward and cut the world into fragments. The returned world is the opposite. It is a coherent matrix that expands consciousness outward and unifies species, nodes, timelines, and memory into a single living network. The birth of the planetary mind is humanity's initiation into a level of existence that was impossible before a civilization that thinks with its world. Jason Gray. All right, thank you for joining me. Again, you can follow Jason on X at Living Lattice, and you can read his posts on Facebook at Friends of Writer Jason Gray. I'll put the link to the Facebook post in the description below. And I will see you next time.